Time for a change of scenery. It's a look at the business news. Kate Moody joins me. We're starting, Kate, with an announcement from the Élysée Palace about more French-made Rafale fighter jets.
Yeah, after something of a sales drought, Dassault Aviation is really taking off here, announcing 3 multi-billion euro sales in as many months. Qatar has now agreed to buy 24 Rafale combat jets and missiles in a deal the French Defense Ministry values at 6.3 billion euros. The agreement includes training for 36 Qatari pilots and 100 technicians by the French military. President François Hollande will travel to Doha on Monday to finalise and sign that paperwork. Now, earlier this year, France sold 24 jets to Egypt and 36 to India. Those deals also included a certain amount of training and maintenance because the Rafale is a complicated aircraft that requires specific know-how. Introduced in 2001, the Rafale is made by Dassault Aviation, and it's fitted with 2 engines by the French firm Snecma. It's flown by the French Air Force and a growing number of militaries around the world. Possible deals are also pending with countries including the United Arab Emirates and Malaysia. Now, the Eurozone has said unemployment levels held steady at 11.3% in the month of March. That's a little over 18 million people across the single currency bloc and higher than expected. Economists had predicted a slight decrease to 11.2%. The Eurozone also ended months of deflation with a flat 0% this month. That means that prices may soon start to inch up again, which is widely seen as a positive sign for the health of the economy. Now, all that news has led to a pretty muted session on the European markets. Major indices are in the green midway through the day, ahead of a long weekend, but not very much movement as the trading day continues there. Let's turn to some company news now, results that have been driving the markets. Profits at Royal Dutch Shell were more than halved in the first quarter, a huge drop that was not quite as steep as expected. The Anglo-Dutch oil company said earnings fell 56% to $3.2 billion. Like other energy giants, it's been hit by a plunge in global oil prices, which have lost half their value since last summer. The Royal Bank of Scotland also slipped into the red in the first 3 months of the year. RBS posted a larger-than-expected loss, over $650 million, because of legal and restructuring costs. The bank has been setting aside huge sums as it tries to negotiate settlements over its alleged role in rigging the currency markets. And Nokia got an unexpected boost from one-off gains at its licensing unit, lifting first-quarter revenue 15% to 2.6 billion euros. But the Finnish tech firm reported a disappointing performance by its core network business, and overall operating profit dropped from 216 million euros a year ago to just 85 million this quarter. Nokia shares have dropped 10% in morning trading. Now, staying in the tech sector, we turn to Microsoft, which was king in the PC era. Its dominance has faded with the arrival of app-based smartphones and tablets, and its foray into mobile devices has failed to attract customers. But at its developers conference in San Francisco on Wednesday, it announced plans to turn its mobile business around by wooing developers into making apps that are compatible for Microsoft devices. Claire Williams explains.
If you can't beat them, join them. That's the essence of Microsoft's new strategy to boost its mobile business. The firm has announced it's making it easier for apps built for rival Google or Apple systems to work on its new Windows 10-based smartphones and tablets.
Now, the third technology I am announcing today will enable developers to reuse nearly all of the Java and C++ code from an Android phone app to create apps for phones running Windows 10.
Microsoft has found itself in a vicious cycle. Many developers aren't interested in writing apps for the less popular Microsoft mobile devices, while customers tend to steer clear of phones and tablets which have fewer apps, choosing instead to go with Android or Apple. Microsoft now hopes to woo developers by allowing them to reuse their existing code to build Microsoft apps.
There's never been a better time to be a developer. The opportunity to build applications that can change the world has never been greater.
Microsoft has only 3% of the global smartphone market. With its new strategy in place, the firm says it's aiming to sell 1 billion mobile devices in the next 3 years.
Now, as we heard there, Apple has been a leader in that smartphone market, but it still has its own problems. The Wall Street Journal reports that Apple found defects in its recently released Apple Watch and limited the availability of that smartwatch as it hit stores last weekend. Apple itself has yet to comment on the report, though the watch itself got mixed reviews as it went on sale. That's all for now, Rochelle.
All right, thanks very much, Kate. Thanks for all the business headlines this afternoon.